What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here. Happy Friday, everybody. It's going to be a big weekend. New Fear the Walking Dead coming up. We're going to rehash the top 5 stories from the past 24 hours right here in Comic Book Now, because that's what we do. And today we're talking Deathstroke. We're talking Doctor Strange runtime. A little bit of Avengers Infinity War. The Russo brothers are down in Atlanta in pre-production, and they're sharing photos. We got some WWE news, and of course, we're going to throw a little bit of Walking Dead goodies in at the end, because that's what I love to do. First of all, before we get started, I want to tell you that next week, I won't be here next week. It will be Lucas Siegel in my place here. I will be on my way to Australia as of Sunday. I can't tell you why, but let's just say I'm going to be hammering down some cool movie stuff. Did I give it away? I hope so. Let's start Comic Book Now, though, right now. Joe Manganiello has been cast as Deathstroke. I had to ask my womanistas here how to pronounce Manganiello, because I thought it was all Manganiello. Anyway, Joe Manganiello, you know him from Magic Mike XXL. This video dropped on Ben Affleck's Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram page, every social media page a couple weeks ago, and Deathstroke's first kill turned out to be the internet. Well, we analyzed it. We looked through that helmet, the little tiny eye hole, and we realized that's Joe Manganiello. No, just kidding. That's not how we figured it out. It was announced. Joe Manganiello. He's Deathstroke in the DC Extended Universe. He is going to be the villain of the standalone Batman movie. This came out a little bit a while ago, but it was recently confirmed yesterday, and everybody is freaking out about it. DC fans are going wild. Now, I was like, why is Deathstroke the villain? You have so many good Batman villains that you could put into a Batman movie. Why Deathstroke? But what I'm hearing is that it could be like an Arkham Escape type deal where he is busting out all the villains, and they're all going after Batman, or something that Batman has to stop. That is something I could get behind. Joe Manganiello. And can we just talk about, we're probably going to get a lot of cool training scenes, a lot of cool fight scenes, because Joe Manganiello is super ripped, and you don't cast a dude who's in that kind of shape and not put him in like at least a few scenes with his shirt off. I'm just saying. Next up, Doctor Strange, jumping from DC to Marvel. The Doctor Strange runtime is apparently revealed by Event Cinemas. They said it's going to be 130 minutes long, which is pretty consistent with a lot of the origin stories from Marvel movies. Iron Man 1 ran 126 minutes, Thor 115 minutes, Captain America, the First Avenger, 124 minutes. So 130 is right in that ballpark. Some of the ensemble films go a little bit longer, like Civil War was 147 minutes, and Age of Ultron was 142. But these solo, standalone films tend to be in that 2-hour range. But here's a little bit of what Benedict Cumberbatch told me about Doctor Strange while we were at Comic-Con. Check it out. This movie looks so trippy. It looks so unique. How would you say this movie, aside from just the visuals, creates a whole new feel in the Marvel Universe?
What really opens up in this is literally other dimensions. I mean, on many levels. You've got the canvas just gets exploded in this film, and obviously that then is part of what plays out in the larger story and the meta-narrative of the Marvel comic universe at large, and Avengers and beyond that. So he's not someone who gets bitten by an alien or a spider. You know, he's just he kind of starts from a point that's not of us brain surgeons, but it's sort of familiar. You know, he gets coffee, he has a love life, he interacts with people, he has a car. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool.
Dude is super charismatic and has me incredibly pumped for Doctor Strange. November 4th in the U.S., a little bit earlier overseas in U.K. and Ireland, October 24th. You'll be able to see it, you lucky sons of guns. But speaking of ensemble films, like it was just before that clip played, the ensemble Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, the Russo brothers are in pre-production with Josh Brolin, sharing this photo, doing a little rehearsal with him as Thanos. Now, a lot of people are wondering, what is Thanos going to look like, right? I mean, first of all, he's in a purple suit here, so I guess that's it. No, of course, he's going to look a lot different. He's not going to look like he did in the Avengers post-credit scene. He's going to look like he did in the Guardians of the Galaxy scenes. Josh Brolin playing the part. Everyone's kind of, my biggest thing is, what is it going to be like when you have this crazy, mad purple Titan walking around on Earth with humans? Like, how's that going to look? And I think it could look weird, but if there is any directing team that can pull this off, I know that it's the Russo brothers. They nailed it with The Winter Soldier. They nailed it with Civil War, and I fully believe in their ability to pull off Infinity War. Now, I don't know if Infinity War will be a better movie than Captain America Civil War, because honestly, that is all-time top of the charts for me. I don't know how you top that movie, but it sounds like, it looks like they are going to do all they can. They're being very thorough, and they pay attention to character details, which is so important. Anyway, next up, sorry, went on a tangent. Get me talking about Infinity War. I'll go all day, guys. Anyway, A little bit of WWE news. Paige has reportedly quit. The former WWE Divas champion is leaving the building after this whole thing with Alberto Del Rio suspension. Her relationship came out with him. Del Rio was suspended, and now he's been let go. But now people are reporting that Paige has quit. She had 3 years left on her contract with WWE, but those will apparently go unfulfilled as she is no longer with the Divas. As that develops, we will have it for you at ComicBook.com. We know we have a lot of wrestling fans in the audience, so we will keep you posted there. And finally, let's talk about The Walking Dead before we get to some fan questions. If you have questions, start leaving them in the comment section. I've got them right here. But The Walking Dead, we got an exclusive first look at a Jesus figure from McFarlane Toys, 7 inches tall, super detailed sculpt. It's really cool. So if you want to get a full look at this figure, we have it for you on comicbook.com/The Walking Dead. But also, I did want to tell you guys that on Sunday night, we're going to have our show, our After the Dead, Fear the Walking Dead recap show. We've got Lincoln Castellanos joining us. He played Tobias in the first season. Don't you want to know if he's coming back? Yes, you do. So join us Sunday night. We're actually going to record that today since, as I said, I will be on a flight to Australia on Sunday. So get your questions in, leave them in the comment section here, or tweet them using the hashtag #AfterTheDead, and I will ask Lincoln your questions, and you will be able to see that Sunday night during the broadcast at 10 p.m. Eastern, which does mean spoilers if you're on the West Coast. Fair warning. All right, now let's get to some questions. This is the hashtag CBNow. What do we got? More X-Men in the Deadpool sequel. I'm hearing that they're being told to be a little careful there. I think they want to keep Deadpool and the X-Men kind of separate. Deadpool going into an X-Men movie would totally disrupt, the ground. I guess the groundedness is the word. Not that superhero movies are even grounded, really, but it's the word we use to describe them. The X-Men movies have like a certain feel to them, and it is not what the Deadpool movie had, and you know what I mean by that. The tone is sarcastic and witty and breaking the fourth wall and all that. And Wolverine and Jean Grey and Cyclops, they don't do that. So to throw Deadpool into that, even if just a cameo, it would be a thing where you have to have seen Deadpool to understand why that's funny or why he's acting that way. If you haven't seen Deadpool, you would it would just totally throw you out of the movie. So as for the X-Men coming into the Deadpool movie, I could definitely see them adding some. I don't think they'll add any of the heavy hitters there. I think Deadpool is going to exist on its own, and I really hope the X-Men eventually make their way to the MCU, although the Russo brothers tell me it's probably not going to happen. But let's get to a few questions here from Facebook. Want news on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? I don't really think there's been any big Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 news recently, other than the concept art from James Gunn and stuff like that. If we do, just hit up comicbook.com/Marvel. If I missed something, it would be there. You hope a Nightwing or Robin appears in the Batman solo movie. Rob Sackett. I would love to see Nightwing. We just put up this concept art of Kit Harington as Nightwing. He wouldn't be my choice. I totally think that Scott Eastwood's GQ character from Suicide Squad should evolve into that role. Will it happen? Probably not. But it was originally offered to Shia LaBeouf, which totally means they have to have something more in store for that character. Is it Nightwing? I don't know. I'm on board if it is, though. Gambit update. You guys ask every day. I'm sorry, Pooja. The only thing I know is that it doesn't have a director. It keeps getting pushed back, and Channing Tatum is still involved. But other than that, I haven't. It sounds like it's falling apart. Will Steven Tyler be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I don't know. It depends on if James Gunn likes him. James Gunn seems to take care of his friends and put them in movies. But yeah, we did see that Steven Tyler wants to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. They do cast people with very distinct looks. That's what the casting calls say. Maybe he could be a Ravager or something. Who should play Shazam? Oh, man, that's a good question. Oh, gosh. We got The Rock as Black Adam. Who should play Shazam? Somebody, you got to have somebody big in that role. Slick black hair. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. That's a tough. Anybody in the room? No, nobody? I need a little help here. Can't put me on the spot like that. I put myself on the spot. Where is Baron Zemo? I'm going to guess he's in jail, and he'll probably be a factor. I'd like to see all the villains, like Red Skull, Baron Zemo, the Mandarin, all these villains come out either in Infinity War or whatever the Infinity War sequel is, whatever they go ahead and name it. I think that'd be really cool. Who is Old Man Logan bad guy? Well, if you've read the comic, you know that it was the Hulk, but they can't do that in the movies because I don't know how everybody wants to see this Old Man Logan story adapted to the movies. With the final Wolverine trilogy, the movie with Hugh Jackman's last go. But I don't see how you do that without Hawkeye and the Hulk, and we know that they don't have the rights to those characters, so I don't know how they even pull that off without substituting it or just completely changing it. I don't know. So I don't know who the villain is going to be just yet. Any more news on Planet Hulk? Well, there won't be a Planet Hulk movie, but Thor Ragnarok is basically what we're going to get, the closest thing we're going to get. And let's find one more question, one more good one. Any word on Leto reprising his role as the Joker? That's not our last question. But, I mean, yeah, he'll be back, let's be honest. What do I think about Fox making Black Lightning? I think it's a really good idea. I think that it's going to probably wind up tying into the CW verse because Greg Berlanti's behind it. I think it's cool to be diversifying the characters on TV because look at all the heroes we've had so far. I think that it's cool that we have Black Lightning coming. That's a pretty unique story. It's not like the most popular story, so I mean, but neither are a lot of the characters of Legends of Tomorrow. You know, but yeah, that's where we'll end it. If you guys want to talk more, I have a really long flight Sunday, so hit me up on Twitter. We can talk all day. At Brandon Davis BD, and make sure you're following ComicBook.com for all your goodies and news and all that stuff on social and all that, and check it out and share it with your friends. All right, we'll be back Sunday night on the Walking Dead on ComicBook.com page for After the Dead with Lincoln Castellanos, and 1 p.m. Eastern on Monday with Lucas Siegel for Comic Book Now. Thanks for watching, everybody.